So welcome back everyone to our another episode of Object-Oriented ABAP with me Amrit. So we saw our multi-level inheritance and final class using our local class implementation. Now we will continue our playlist, and here we are going to see inheritance using the global class. How global classes we can use for inheritance concept. That is what we are going to see in this particular video, and this will be basically I believe 14th episode of Object-Oriented Programming. Okay, perfect. So let's start with the introduction part, what we are going to see here. First will be the introduction part of it. So here what we are going to see is, we all know now that inheritance is used to inherit the features and the properties of the parent class to the child class, parent class to the child class. Okay, right, this is what we are going to see here. Now we have also seen that SAP ABAP only supports inheritance using single classes or multi-level inheritance. It do not supports the multiple inheritance using the global classes. So multi-level inheritance, you can call it multi-level inheritance. Okay, right, multi-level inheritance. What does this multi-level inheritance? So in multi-level inheritance, we have the multiple labels of the inheritance. That is, we have a grandfather class which will be inherited by the father class and followed by the child class. So A class, all the property of A will be there in B, and inside C we are going to see all the properties of B as well as all the properties of A. This is your multi-level inheritance, which we will see using global classes here. So I will have one requirement here. Again, the same requirement that we have seen in the previous part also. The requirement was to display the employee data and project details data. Employee details and project detail. Let me just show you. I will go to my S11. This is my employee table, and you can see its content by clicking on the content and execute button here. You can see here we have got the records, and then I have the item table, which is my project details table. So if I open it, I'll go for display, I'll go for content, and I'll go for execute. So I can see my item data here, right? I can see here my item data. Perfect. So this is what we are going to implement. So here the way of implementation that I am following, let me just write the steps. Implementation. So I will go for step 1. Step 1 will be creation of the grandfather class, father class, and there I will write the logic for the employee data display. Then I will have a subclass for grandfather. So step 2, I will have my parent class, which will inherit the grandfather class, Okay, and there also we will write the logic for the project details display. Okay, project details display. Then we will have step 3, which will be the last one. Finally, we will display our, we will create our child class, which will inherit both the parent and the grandfather. Okay, both the parent and the grandfather. This is what we are going to see here. Okay, that's perfect, right? So I will go to AC24. Here I will go to AC24. I will create my first global class here, and I will name it Z grandfather. I will go for creation, grandfather class. Okay, description as grandfather class. Now we will not make it here, instance generation will be public. Okay, this will not be a final class here. Final class, it will cannot have subclasses, but I want to inherit this into the parent class, so I will not make it final, and I will go for save, package and transport request. Okay, now here I will simply display my define my method names. The first method will be display employee. Its label will be public. Not public, it will be a let's say it will be an instance method, so I'll make it instance, and its visibility will be public. Here I will write a description, display employee details. Okay, that's perfect. Now I'll double click on the method. I will double click on this method. Okay, then I will simply write the logic, select star from my employee table. Where is my employee table? Let's copy its name, employee table, into table @data lt employee. Okay, into table or better I should write it into table. Okay, pretty printer, let me check the error. There's no error, right? Now I will simply display it. So loop at lt employee, assigning field symbols fs employee. Okay, and simply I will display it. So write statement fs employee, and then I'll have my columns. So employee ID. Wait a second, there is some problem here. Underscore. Oh, okay, that's fine. So let's copy its name and go for other columns also. It will be name, department, manager. Okay, manager, salary and currency also. So salary and currency also. Okay, I have got my fields here. Go for syntax check. So it's perfect, right? We have got our grandfather class here. Now I will go for parent and I will do the inheritance. So let's copy its name. First part is done. I have got my class name Z grandfather. Now I'll go for the father class. So Z father creation class. I will name it father class. Again, it will also not be final. Let's go for save it. Package. I will have my transport request here. Okay, enter. So here I'll go for properties, and then okay, let's make it a instance generation here. It's perfect. I will go for super class here and I will pass my parent class. So super class, let's paste our grandfather here. Perfect. Now I will go for methods, and here I will go for display project details. Okay, display project details. Right, project details. Then here instance method visibility, I'll make it public, and I'll pass here short description display project details. Okay, let's go and write its logic again. So here it is going to be the logic. So what I will do is select the star from my project details table. I'll go back, copy the project details table name. Okay, then into table @data lt project, and then I'll simply display it. So loop at lt underscore project into data. Let's make it again field symbol into a signing field symbol. Field symbols are better option, so I'll go for that one again. fs project, right, greater than sign, and loop. So I'll go for write statement now, write, and here I will write the logic. So fs project, I will go for employee ID, second column is project ID, so let's copy and paste its name, and the third and final one is project name. Okay, syntax check. And activate it. Alright, so this is parent class is ready now. Let's copy its name, and I will go for the finally child one, right? So let's go for the child implementation. I'll go back and I will create here child class which will inherit the father class finally. So gchild create class here public and description. Okay, so child class, you can make it final, or even if it is not, then it is not mandatory. Properties superclass. Okay, and here I'll simply paste the father class. All right, it is done. Let's activate it, and now we can simply use this particular feature. We will be able to use the feature of this particular class. It's ready. Let's copy its name and paste it here. Okay, all right, let's go back to program SE38 Z ABAP classes. ABAP class type as executable, package and transport request. All right, right. Okay, right, it is done. So here what we will do is we will simply write the logic. So I will create the object data lo underscore obj is equal to new, and I will have my child class. Okay, I will have my child class. Yeah, perfect. Then we will create our, we can call any of these methods. So first method will be lobj, and let's go for display employee, display employee, then lo underscore obj project employee. Activate it. Okay, and execute it. See, we are getting the employee details, and then after that, wait, we are getting the project details, right? So this is how you can easily implement it globally, the multi-level inheritance concept, right? So this is all about this video. Thank you very much for watching. We will continue from next part.